Cool.
Let's just wait by the phone now.
Hopefully someone will call.
Ring, ring, ring.
Oh,
That's
good.
after we got our
Someone's
first caller.
calling.
Thank God.
Hello.
Hello,
You're
you're
on
on
the
the air.
podcast.
This is Aunty Donna's podcast with Mark and Broden.
Hello, I'm Frogman.
Hello, Frogman. Are you just one of them froggies that needs a kissy and you'll turn into a boy?
No, I'm a real frog, just
Okay,
a
cool.
regular frog.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Altona.
Great.
So I guess we want just your input on public grieving Mr. Frog. Was it Mr. Frog?
That's the Frogman.
The Frogman. When the king died, you didn't know him personally, did you?
No, I did know the king. He came to a luncheon I held, fundraising for the Frog Prime Minister. I was fundraising for their third term.
Is there just one frog prime minister for all the frogs, or is it just sort of country and regional?
No, it's for all the frogs.
Right.
Yes.
Cool.
We sort of set up a UN after World War Frog.
Can I ask you some frog?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I ask you some frog-based questions?
Absolutely. I'm the Frogman.
I have 3 questions about you, Mr. The
Yes,
Frogman.
I'm the Frogman.
The Frogman.
Okay, here's question 1.
Question number 1. I'm a frog.
Well, that's
Oh, cool.
answered. That's
Yeah,
answered my first question.
My first question was, what are you?
Yeah, so that's
I'm a
good.
frog.
My
All right.
second question
Cheese.
Oh,
is,
well, yeah. I was about to ask you what's the translation for fromage? So that's pretty
My
good.
my second question of my 3 was, what is your favourite dairy product to make in a factory that involves curd?
Cheese, yes.
Oh, great! And
Cool.
the third one
Sorry,
is:
I'm a psychic frog.
is it better to dance to the beat of your own drum, or is it better to swing to the beat of someone else's drum?
Wow, that's a tough question, Broden. Now, as a frogman, I sometimes encountered some prejudice in at university especially.
What university?
I went to the University of Ballarat, now Federation University. I studied acting. I'm the Frogman.
Yes.
I guess a beat of your own drum. Let me put it in terms that
Did you ever run into James Cooley? Were you in James Cooley?
No, I wasn't. I'm a frogman.
He must have been a couple of years above you.
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Frogman. you were saying.
No worries. We weren't at the Arts Academy in Ballarat. I was in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Alistair Smith. That generation.
Yeah, go on.
So now...
It's a nice reference for people who went to the
3
same
people,
university
yeah.
as us. But
Now, well, you know. Now, so beat of your own drum. Sorry, back to the question. Now, being a frogman, the phrase I've always gone by, being an amphibian, I can't create my own heat. I have to get under a big lamp. I get under a big lamp and I warm up my tummy.
Because you're land and water, aren't you?
Yes. So when I get under my big lamp, I think of that as my drum. Now, I can get under other people's lamps, or I can build my own lamp and forge my own path.
now,
Frogman, what's
Yes.
what's your biggest predator? What's the biggest thing getting in your way of life?
Do you know the number
biggest
one
threat?
The number one killer of frogs is suicide.
really, that is very upsetting.
That's brutal.
Because as a frog in this patriarchal society, we're told to hold in our feelings, that anger is the only acceptable emotion, and also that cane sugar is yummy.
Yeah, if
That
you
has
are,
less-
if
do you
you
have
are,
ever called?
if
Do
you-
you have an equivalent of Beyond Blue?
if you are a frog, please call the lifeline on 13 11 14. We'd love to help you at any point.
Or dial Frogline at Froggy Frog Frog Frog. That's important.
Great, Frogman. Thank you so much for calling us.
Thanks so much, guys. I'm a frog.
Ring, ring.
Oh, we've got a. Thank God, we've got a
First
phone caller in. God, this podcast is.
Hello.
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 Oh!
our good friend,
Frogman.
Hello, boys. How you going?
Good
Good.
Frogman.
Good to see you're still with us.
Yes, you know, I'm a frog.
Yeah, I know. We know that. What have you been up to?
Not
It's
a
been
lot.
like 3 months since your last call.
Yes. What have I been up to? I bought a new house
Ooh.
in Thomastown.
Great.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
How
an
big
invest-
is the house, say, for a man of normal stature, or is it perhaps smaller for a
It's
frog
full,
man?
full house. It's more of an investment property.
That was my
Right.
next question. Is that an investment property, or are you going to...
Yeah, I'm going to live on my little I'm on my little lily pad.
You're going to live on a lily
I
pad?
got a
But
lily
then
pad.
collect the rent.
I got a
Yeah.
lily pad in St Kilda. I'm going to keep living there, but I'm going to rent.
Yeah.
It's a growth
Yeah,
area.
yeah, and I think that it's a growth. Yeah, it's a growth area, and it's
I'm
obviously...
a frog.
Yeah, you
Yes,
are a
we
frog.
know. Yeah, we're quite aware of that.
How much was it?
How much? It was 670,000.
the lily pad.
No, the lily pad was over $1 million.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
jeez.
Right on the beach.
How many bathrooms?
It's 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms.
Carport?
That's amazing.
Is there a carport?
There's 2 car spaces.
But you
yeah.
don't drive, do you?
In the no, I do. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Zach Ruane doesn't drive, but I'm the Frogman.
Oh, that's right. Sometimes I get.
I
Sometimes
drive
I forget.
a little frog car.
Are you
that a Nissan or-
single?
Am I single?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Are
But
you
I
just
use
saying
frog
that because you like to
Tinder.
create an air of mystery, or
No, I'm a frog.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, but a frog can have a spouse.
Can they? I don't know.
Did you know the frog that was picked up by the monkey and was face fucked?
I am that frog.
Oh,
Oh, no.
I'm so
Frog
Oh
man.
no, it was all consensual. I love getting face funked by a monkey.
right. Because what we've learned recently is that you can't do that to. But what we've learned recently is that if you're a monkey, you can't do that to a 4-year-old boy. You can come in now. I got nothing for Bindi.
No, I want to hear from Bindi.
Well, I
Oh,
got
no.
some news. I got some news.
Yeah.
Me and Bindi, we're getting married.
Yep.
That's me, the Frogman.
And Bindi Owen, the daughter of Steve Irwin and star of Dancing with the Stars America, and a bit of a great person.
I'm a frog.
Yeah, okay. And when did you two meet?
Bindi, please.
I called just. I remember I called last week. Or the week before. I was wondering how to get a bloke's attention,
Yes.
and that bloke was.
It was me,
Bloody
the Frogman.
Frogman. And I said I tried everything. I tried wearing my hair in a ponytail.
Yeah.
I tried wearing thongs.
Yeah.
I tried shaving my butthole.
Yeah.
And that's the one that worked.
Well, you see, as a frog,
Yeah.
I don't like hair. It's a bit mammalian.
Mammalian.
It's a bit mammal-esque.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a different voice for the
No,
frog.
this is good.
This is the frog voice.
Yeah, it's good.
It just reminds me that Bindi is a mammal and I'm an amphibian.
He's a mammal, she's an amphibian, but they get along. One is a house and the other is a bit of a grot.
Broden, there's actually a reason that we've called in today.
Oh, no. What
Yeah.
is it?
Bindi,
Yeah.
we've been going solid for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah, that's right.
When you say going solid, do you mean like you've been together 2
No,
weeks?
like we did.
Or
Yeah,
you got a big stiffy.
we went steady. We threw Frogman into a lake in front of all of our friends.
Yeah.
Like in Happy Days.
Yeah.
What?
So, Bindi,
Yeah.
you got to know that as a frog, my lifespan is not as long as yours. Two weeks is a long time.
How
Yeah.
long do you live till?
I only live about a week.
Bindi Owens only lived for about a week at a
Yeah.
time.
There's 20 million of us.
Takes
Jeez,
about-
Bindi, will you marry me?
I thought were we already engaged? Oh no, we announced that we were going out.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to marry me?
Oh,
Let's do it. Next fortnight's podcast, let's get married.
all right. Now if we're doing it on the podcast, I love you.
Next
Yay.
podcast, let's get married. Oh, great.
Dum dum da dum 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 dum. Can just that's exciting.
Oh, I've slipped into her belly.
What? Oh, well, you guys can sort that out. So the journey of this podcast is that the Frogman. What? So Frogman's getting married to Bindi Owen.
Yep.
And then they get married. They kissed, and then somehow
It was a smooch.
a smooch, and then Bindi Owen's eaten.
Wow, Frogman in the smooch. He's a slippery frog. He slipped into her mouth and down into her belly.
Okay.
So that's where we've left the story for now.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
You need a soft sock to
No,
do
he's
that.
got to be a...
He doesn't have to be American.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
Just take a moment.
Make
Where
him
are
a
you?
good old-fashioned Aussie lad.
All right.
Do like a crocodile hunter.
Hello. No, that's just Frogman. All right. Hello. Maybe I could
Just do Frogman.
Yeah, just do Frogman.
Or just do Frogman telling us about our trip to LA.
Okay. Hello, boys.
Hello, Frogman. The Frogman is
It's me, Frogman. Now, I heard you went on a little trip to LA.
That's right, we did, Frogman.
True? Because
Very
I
true.
went on a little trip to my swamp.
really.
Yes, it was a lovely trip. I went there to try the delicate slime, also to go for a little swim, and also for In-N-Out burger.
Yeah. So, Frogman, we went there to do a show, and we did it for about 250.
Boring.
We did it for 250 people.
It was a sold-out show, which was amazing. So if anyone's listening who came, thank you so much. It was genuinely the best. Tom, what was your reaction being back and watching the whole thing?
Yeah, so
happen?
I think the thing for me was we decided to open the show with a sketch called Trendy Cafe, which I think a lot of you guys will know.
Yeah, the fans know that one. They've been watching for a while. They know that classic
then,
trick.
Well, what we did, just to give you context for the show, we took our new show that we've been touring around this year. Anyone who's come and checked it out across Australia or the UK, thank you so much.
I've seen it. It's great.
What was your favourite sketch?
I saw it in Brisbane.
Are you from Brisbane?
Yes, and I saw my favourite sketch would have had to have been mannequins.
Oh, right. We've already spoken about how we cut mannequins in a
but I
previous
absolutely loved it. I don't normally leave the swamp to see a show. Mrs. Frog, she's got terminal cancer, you see.
I'm so sorry to hear
So
that.
who looks after her when you're out?
Look, she's in remission, thank God.
It's okay.
She's in remission, thank God, so she's able to look
Did
after
she have to go to
herself for a
Hopsis
night.
care?
That's very insensitive.
I bet your wife, she's a bitch. Anyway,
I heard instead of chemo, you have Kermit.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
what the fuck?
You made an insensitive joke, and he talked about the proper treatment of frogmen.
All women.
Or women. No, we're all frogmen. We're not a very progressive people, the frogmen.
I imagine you'd
Right.
be quite gender fluid in
Don't
that
you-
swamp of yours.
Yes.
I thought you have. Do frogs have both? Don't you have both a penis and a pussy?
Look,
That's seahorses.
I've got to be honest
Oh, right.
with you.
No, the men get pregnant
Yes,
in the
yes,
seahorse
yeah,
community.
Yeah.
In the seahorse community. I've got to be honest with you. I haven't done a lot of research on frogs because I'm a frog man.
Yeah, separate.
Just
And
comes sort of naturally.
We just don't do a lot of reading.
So
anyway, back to the LA
I know,
Right.
Mark. I know of a lot of people who drove 6-7 hours
Yeah.
to come to the Los
Yes.
Angeles show, which was, geez, that's a fair bit of people.
We had a fair few YouTube celebrities in the audience,
Yeah.
as well as some people came and saw the show that was really, really amazing for us. You might have seen on our Facebook page, we posted that not only did Tim Minchin, who's a friend of ours, came to the show and came backstage afterwards and gave us all a hug and
was
said,
really cool.
Yeah, it was so cool because we've spoken to Tim a couple of times. Tim really helped us with a Bikey Wars, which most of you are probably familiar with. Tim actually put in the little beat before handcuffies. There's a little musical rest. Is it a rest, Tom? What do you call it?
A little stop.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
stop.
just keep talking off the mic even when we
just a
invite
little
you to
stop.
speak into a mic.
Good work, Tom. So Tim helped us with that, and Tim has developed some of our ABC stuff that we've done. He helped give us the ending to our pilot and to like another sketch. Great
Lovely
man.
guy.
Been so lovely. He came and saw us.
Can I tell a story about how I found out that one of the other people was coming?
Oh, please.
So halfway through our show, the lights go dark, and we go through the audience, and we pretend to be spooky. We do a spooky interval in this year.
You may have seen it, and if you've seen the show, thank you so much for coming along.
Did you like that bit, Frogman?
What's that, sorry?
Spooky interval.
Yes, I loved it. So I have to be honest with you, I got a little bit dry about halfway through the show, so I had to go out to a nearby tap and just sort of wet myself to get moist. So I missed about 20 minutes.
Great.
Yeah,
well, there's a
great.
sketch called Spooky. We go through with torches and we shine it on the
Oh, that
audience.
sounds like a lot of fun.
So I'm walking through the aisle. I'm walking down the aisle. I'm flashing torches on people.
Oh, great.
I go halfway up. I flash the torch on a man sitting on the aisle. Turns out to be Eric Idle, one of the key members of Monty Python.
Who to us? Like, we're
No, not a real Python.
Oh, thank God.
because of course the
Your pythons are one of our biggest enemies.
of course
I thought he was
it's a
gonna
predator.
bust me, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. So, you're friends with a python, eh?
No.
No.
Sorry, Mark, continue.
I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, right, yeah. Monty Python, as is for a lot of people and for a lot of comedians, but Python is pretty much one of the one of the only groups that all of us in Aunty Donna agree on are great. We've all got very different comedic influences that come from different places. We all fell in love with different things growing up, but Python is the one thing universally that we all love. So to have Eric Idle there...
It's like having a Beatle for a musician in a show.
Absolutely. Or just, yeah. It was like, yeah.
Not an actual Beatle.
No.
No.
I'm aware
You
of
would
the
have, you
band
would have,
Beatles.
you would have eaten them up otherwise.
Yes, I would have gobbled them up.
Yeah.
I actually did lick.
Which one?
George
Here we go.
Harrison's
There we
face
go.
In 1992, but not because I thought he was a Beatle. I was going through a very drugged up phase at the time.
Right.
Yeah, I was a musician for a while. But that's enough about me. Back to your LA trip.
Right. So Eric Idle was there, which was pretty crazy. We also found out after the show that Dylan Moran, if you're familiar with Black Boots, Black Boots. I think I said Black Boots. I know it's Black Books, but I said Black Boots.
To him?
Nah.
Oh, really? Did you actually say it to Dylan Moran?
No, there's no way.
The more you say that, the more... Did you actually call it?
Nah.
Oh, my God.
I didn't say Black Boots to Dylan Moran. There's no way that happened.
Oh no. Mark's done himself a mischief.
So he was there. So we had these big time celebrities in the show who came for various reasons, and then we got to drink with them after the show. After we met all the fans, like so many fans wanted to stay back and meet us. Like it took us like an hour and a
at
half
least
to
an
get through
hour.
the line.
Yeah.
Which was so cool.
Lovely people.
You know, there's a particularly funny bit about that is people are starting to recognise Sam and Tom, who are both there, which is my favourite, because everyone walks up to Sam and says, "Who the fuck are you?" And that's my favourite. And then he usually responds by saying, that's not a nice thing to say to someone.
Well, it's great because that's how you separate the hardcore fans from the casual fans.
And then the ones that knew
Yeah.
Tom,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
particularly.
I
insane.
literally.
How do they know you? Are you in videos?
I'm not really sure how they know, but I literally, you guys were like, meeting the fans and stuff, and there was a huge line. I opened the door to get some fresh air. And then as soon as I opened the door, some fans were just like straight away like, "Hey, it's Tom from the podcast." And I was like,
Oh,
Well,
wow.
because you have been in one of the video vlogs. You've been in the background a couple of times.
yeah.
But
and
then
in
you
a
were...
few photos and stuff. But
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
Nothing
So,
crazy.
so they're the hardcore fans, which is
Real
really
hardcore.
cool. So if you can recognise Sam or Tom, they'll kiss you. They'll
I'll
kiss
give you a big pack.
Yeah, they'll pass you.
And if you recognise Max, he'll probably give you a rim job.
Max has been recognised once, apparently.
Once?
Yeah, he's been recognised
And
once.
if you recognise me, just leave me alone, because if you touch me, it can hurt my skin. It's best to just leave the frog alone in its natural habitat.
Yeah, just let them be. Watch from afar. Respect the
Absolutely.
frog and its frogman and its ecosystem.
You know, that's the thing. I leave my curtains open if you do want to watch.
Do you live in a house?
Yes, in Carrum Downs. You didn't think I live in a swamp, do you? I would just go on holidays to the swamp.
You mentioned that you have a lamp. Like,
Yes, I have a lamp in my house.
for reading?
No, for keeping warm.
stay warm.
Stay warm.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you. I thought you were a friend, Broden.
I'm asking questions. I'm trying to learn about you.
Yeah, please,
I think
go.
I wouldn't want to be an ignorant friend who just...
That's absolutely fair. And I feel that I was only ever here as sort of a light comic relief to the LA story, but I worry that perhaps...
Okay, right. Well,
maybe
yeah.
taken over the pod.
It's funny
So
that
we've
you
got
have
about-
those worries because some of us share those worries.
Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes left
All right,
on this
well, I might
podcast.
hop along then.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
No, don't leave.
No, you know.
Hey, do you know who was else at the show? It was Brian Henson.
Oh,
Jim
Yeah,
Henson's son.
Jim Henson's boy.
yes, I'm
who
a
is
big
now in
Kermit
charge.
fan.
Is it Jim,
Right.
Yeah, and Miss Piggy or...
Oh, no.
Okay.
I told you we weren't a very progressive bunch, us frog people, so
Right.
that relationship was always very frowned
Pigs
upon.
or Miss Pig?
Well, just, you know, frogs date frogs.
That's great. That's really challenging and interesting.
Yeah, that's very.
You
I
put
think
the character
that's
in-
gonna bring up a lot for people. It's gonna bring
that's
up
really
a lot.
nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Brian
Okay.
Henson
Oh,
now in
God.
charge of the Jim Henson Empire.
Yes, wow. I am going to hop along, guys. All right, see you later, boys.
See you, mate.
Hop away.
Does that mean Zach's back?
Yeah, great. Had to get out of there.
I love it.
We're all big fans.
Hello.
Oh, here we go.
Hi,
Go on.
are you Frogman?
Yes.
So we've been on the road. We're in Brisbane. We premiered a new show, Aunty Donna Big Boys. We premiered our new show.
Which we'd been working on for like 12 hours a day. We're all falling apart.
Oh man, it was brutal. It was
it
real
got
brutal.
there.
It really got there. We did it. So if you're a listener from Brisbane and you came along to the show, last year. I'm just gonna be a bit egotistical here and talk about ourselves for a bit, which is, I guess, what this whole podcast is. That's why you listen, because you fucking love it. But last year in Brisbane, we were in a 150-seater. We did 5 shows there, and it was really good. It was our first time in Brisbane. We're like, this is amazing. We had the best time. How did we find Mr. Fitz? Was it by accident?
I drove past it one day, and then I asked Craig to stop the car, and I was just going to walk home, and I went there by myself, and then I said, hey guys, come back.
It's a very Broden Kelly thing to do.
I love my sweeties.
And then this year, we were planning on doing 2 shows in a 700-seat theatre, and boy, were we packing our panties with balls of liquid shit.
Well, I wasn't. I wasn't doing that.
As
because-
Broden zoned out for a bit there, and then I think he just heard balls of liquid shit.
Yes. In context, it's much better.
Frogman, what are you doing here, by the way?
I just wanted to come and talk about the tour. You boys were kind enough to bring me along.
Because you love Brisbane because of the humid weather.
I love the humid weather. I'm a
Oh,
frog.
and we were right. The venue, the Powerhouse venue, was right near a lake, and you both love water and land.
Yes, I'm being a frog. I exist both in water and on land, so I thought this is the venue for Frogman. I've never actually seen you boys live. You've brought me onto the podcast, which is so kind, but I wanted to see you live, so you brought me along. And it was great. I could just sit in the river until just before the show, hop in, watched about 45 minutes before I got too dry and hopped back. So,
Well, you should have told us. We could have had the usher bring you a glass.
no, I didn't want to be a nuisance.
No,
I
like a
loved the
puddle of
show,
water. We could have
boys.
put you in a dog bowl.
Where were you sitting?
I was sitting about 2/3 up from the back,
Yeah.
from the front.
Could you
And,
see?
Yes, they put me on a stool. They had a stool set up. It was so lovely of them. They noticed that I was a frog, and they said the first girl was a little bit patronising. She was like, "Hello, little frog," and I said, "Fuck off."
Oh, God.
Well, I'm a bit of a misogynist, I am, Frogman. It's all in character.
You're an alcoholic, too. I wonder if those two things ever, if they combine.
Oh, they get me in trouble a lot.
It doesn't
yes.
take you much to get drunk, though, is the thing. It's
Yeah,
like-
because you're so small.
Yes, literally, it takes 3 droplets of alcohol on my back, and I absorb it into my frog skin. So the second boy, he came along. He said, "We've got some stools. We do have a little thing." And I said, "That's fine. I don't want to be, I don't want to be wet." So they put me on the stool. I could see you just fine. I was wearing a big cap, though, so I think I might have blocked the view of the boy behind me.
Did you, afterwards, we went drinking, and we lost you at the after party, and I wasn't sure if it's because you were talking to that girl or not. Did you?
Oh, boys, I'm a frog.
Did you end up picking up that night?
I did. It is hard to make love to a human woman, but I tell you what, I gave it a red hot go.
Can I talk about the cap?
Yeah.
What kind of cap?
It was a big, like one of those. I've been getting into those sort of cool, like dad caps, I think they're called. But this was an older cap of mine. It was like one of those hard New York Yankees type caps.
Did you wear?
It was. We did it. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
We have frog conventions every 2 years in
Frogventions?
Yeah, frogventions in Perth, and we got some cool caps made up. We were trying to appeal to the younger frogs, the tadpoles, to get them in. And so we had some cool caps made, and it was called Frog Boys, It was very cool.
Now, were you wearing that because you're very popular on the podcast?
Thank you.
And I imagine a lot of people recognise you. So were you wearing that cap in the hopes that people would maybe not recognise you because you want to get from place to place and not be bothered as a frog?
Well, I get recognised either way, being a frog. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Frogman,
Yes.
you've brought in some food today.
Yes.
You've brought in an assortment. Can you talk us through your food?
Sure. So what I've brought in is what all frogs like to eat. I've
La
brought
porchetta?
in... No, you're a funny one, aren't you?
You can swear at me then.
No. I was just going to say I brought in... frogs don't eat la porchetta. That's just silly. No, I brought in a lean chicken salad.
What about?
The la porchetta days are
Don't you
behind
eat
me.
flies and crickets and?
Oh, when at times, I mean, that's a real misconception of the frog community.
And how did you make this lean chicken salad?
Well, Mrs. Frog did do most of the work.
Wait, so
I am guilty.
You're married.
Yes.
Then what were you doing sleeping with a human woman at the after party?
Me and Mrs. Frog are in an open relationship.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Do you have Mrs. Frog's number?
Yes, I do. Let's give her a call right now.
All right. I'd love to talk to her because I've always been fascinated by her.
Yeah, right, sure.
Yeah. You don't mind. I mean, if you're in an open relationship, that doesn't...
Oh, I understand. No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's also really important that that the person's penis isn't too big, so that's fantastic for her. Because she's a little frog.
And you've got a tiny dick, which is why you...
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm a little frog with a little dick.
There's a suggestion that your dick
No,
mark
no.
is smaller than a frog's
Everyone
dick.
knows that my dick is short but wide. Everyone is very aware that if you were to get my dick and fold it up like a burrito, that it looks like a normal penis. Pretty fucked up. It looks fucked up, but, it gets the job done.
Boys, I'm so sorry, but I've actually got a meeting in about 20 minutes now.
Where?
Where? With who?
It's in Port Melbourne.
Down by the port.
Since the last podcast, I've been getting a lot of opportunities. I don't want to say too much, but there might be a frog-based television show on Channel 7 in the
Really?
next few
Wow.
months. Yes.
Okay.
Can you, without going into more detail, could you tell us everything about it?
Okay, well, initially it was going to be just following me and Mrs. Frog and the little tadpoles around, taking them to school, the life of a frog celebrity, but they didn't think that would really read, so now there's a reality show component to it. We get people in the house.
Any special guests we might know?
Corey Worthington
Yes.
is coming on board.
The guy who had the party.
Party
Yes,
boy, yeah.
Corey Worthington. His management got him on board. Sarah Marie.
From season 1 of Big Brother.
Yes.
The bum dance.
Yes, the bum dance. We've also
Didn't
got
the
hot dogs.
nation just fall in love with Sarah Marie?
Oh, didn't they just?
She just warmed
She's
all of our
very
hearts.
big in the frog
Well,
community.
Big Brother was a huge show, put Dreamworld on the map, great location.
Did you ever go to the Big Brother house in Dreamworld? Did you ever visit the Big Brother house?
Well, I don't want to speak I don't want to brag here, but I was actually on season 3 of Big Brother.
What?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
One of the contendants, or did you just happen to accidentally hop into the house and then you couldn't get out for a couple of weeks?
That one.
Yeah, because the walls are quite high.
I was just hopping around the backyard for about 2 weeks.
Did you get down to Dreamworld on our trip to Brisbane this time?
No, I didn't. I unfortunately didn't get down to Dreamworld. I don't really take rides too well. They don't strap me in being a little frog.
Yeah, right.
Did you want to elaborate on what you're going for?
I just
here?
wanted to just skirt around Dreamworld for a bit and how great they are. Anyway, and when you say you've got a meeting in Port Melbourne,
Yes.
can you go in salt water?
Can I go and... Well, I mean...
Aren't you a freshwater frog?
Yes, but I've got some little freshwater tablets. I mean, it's not good for me.
Yeah, because I imagine your cholesterol level would just shoot
Oh,
right
it's
up.
not good. But, I just make sure I take my tablets about 5 minutes before I get in. And, it's all right. It's not ideal. And Mrs. Frog isn't too happy. Anyway, boys, I've got to hop along. I'll see you
Oh,
boys
that's
later.
nice. Do you say that as like hop along? Do you
Yeah,
say
is that like a little idiom of
Oh,
yours?
I've never even thought of that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to continue. This podcast is about
All right, see you, boys.
our tour. But
He says hop,
Frogman.
but he uses both his feet.
he's walking. He walks.
Yeah, yeah.
Is hop mean 1 foot?
Tom.
You can't hop on 2 feet.
No,
that would
that's
be
a jump.
jumping,
That's
yeah.
a jump.
Yeah, I see.
So yeah,
Fucking hate that frog cunt.
we're in Brisbane.
He's all right. I've never met him, but
Oh, you'd like it.
That's 'cause I play
you play
him,
him.
It
Yeah.
would make sense that you like